All right. I told you this was coming. I said this was coming. Can somebody explain to me whether or not, like, Tanya stumbled across, you know, a vial of the ooze that the Ninja Turtles fell into? Right? What mutagen properties did the This is not normal. And it's actually kind of racist. When I was doing my live stream earlier, we were talking about this, and I think somebody brought up the fact that, like, or somewhere, that they keep doing this, right? Every time they have a black character in a, like, you know, like a fighting game or something like that, they always have to attribute her to a tribe, right? Every time, give her the crappy hair and go, oh, she's got to look like she's from some African tribe. It's like, you do understand that's kind of like, that's kind of bad, right? Like, for people that scream about stereotypes, they keep making the same, like, Western companies do this. Japanese companies don't do this. Japanese companies for decades have been representing all different races in their stuff, and it is never an issue. Ever. It's interesting that, isn't it? How a completely different race of people are able to, you know, create other races of people in their games and their shows and not actually stereotype them every time. Every single time a Western developer creates a black female, like in the Fable trailer, like this, like other games, they've got to have half their head shaved, they've got to be a lesbian, right? They've got to have, you know, they've got to look mean and ugly every time. Why? Are you saying that there's no attractive black women out there? Right? Like, it's pretty, you know, it's pretty garbage when you think about it. Like, the more I think about this, the more I realize how disrespectful Netherrealm actually are. Right? And other Western developers. Again, this is not a Japanese issue. Right? It's not a Japanese issue at all. And they put out, obviously not just black women, they obviously put out like Asian women, white women, whatever, right? Different parts of the world, depending on the game. And they always are appealing. Okay? A Western developer listens to the three crazies on Twitter and goes, oh, you know, we can't objectify women, but we will make every man handsome in our game, right? We're gonna flip the tables. How is it flipping the tables? Dudes have been chatting it up since, like, the crappy bit days of gaming. Big square jaw, big muscles, wielding the sword. That's been a thing the whole time. Nobody wants to run around as a fat slob. Okay? It's part of the fantasy of playing a game. You get to play as these heroes, these characters, right? This is what happened. We are like Netherrealm, right? Should be like, you know, change them to like nether balls or something, like no balls or whatever, because like they keep doing this same crap over and over again. This is what happens when you let activists into your companies and you let them run things. It runs it into the ground, right? Now, I am going to show you. Okay. We'll look up Tanya, Mortal Kombat, and I'm going to show you, like, what she looks like, how she's looked in previous games, right? Because this is just ridiculous, man. Like, this is just so bad that, you know, like, I see people on Twitter, like, the cope is real. Like, they're sitting there going, oh man, this is awesome. She's never looked better. Better than what? A garbage dump on fire, right? Sliding down the mountain on a lava trail. Like what, how, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Right? What are you talking about? Anyway, so I'm just setting this up, right? So we can all have a look-see, okay? So another long look at the abomination. And before people like start railing, because like I'm seeing a lot of people say this on Twitter. Oh, it's because she's black. People have a problem with that she's black. I don't give a crap that she's black. I don't care. It doesn't bother me, right? It does not bother me. What color you are? You can be pink. Although, you know, you might need to look into that if you're pink, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't care. What I'm saying is, though, is that Netherrealm, along with a long list of other Western developers, keep making the same effing black female character. They have shipped in an unorganic relationship with Melina as well, right? They're pushing that angle. Netherrealm is literally held hostage by a bunch of activists and stupid ass shippers on Twitter who only give a crap about who's banging who. It's sick and it's disgusting. It's a video game. I want to beat the shit out of people, not sit there and figure out their relationship status. Right? This is how we've had Tanya, like, previous, right? So, original MK... I'm just trying to find the original MK4. Where is she? We got like MK10 versions, and then the 3D era. I actually want to find the MK4 one, and let me just type it in. Right, here we go. So this is how Tanya looked in Mortal Kombat 4, right? I don't think some people are saying she's Latina. I can kind of see it now, right? Like, people were saying that in the chat earlier. They're going, oh, she's kind of Latina. I can see it, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that she's black, right? Okay? It doesn't bother... I don't care. Jade I never saw as black, because Jade, to me, had like a Mediterranean... like a very, very bronze Mediterranean tan, right? Because side by side with her, with Jax, in MK2 and beyond, she was never black. She was like super tanned, like Mediterranean, like Sicilian, you know, Italian, that sort of like coloring, right? But Tanya, I always thought was, okay, fine, she's black, I don't care. Like, this is not a race issue, bro, right? It's not a race issue. And then we had the I must admit, this is a bit rough, right? The Deadly like Deception version or whatever, right, whenever she appeared, her face is a bit yuck. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, her face is a bit manly there, right? That's atrocious, okay? That's pretty bad, right? But then, to be fair, a lot of the females' faces that were rendered back then and the artistry that they used were also pretty bad, right? They didn't look like blokes, right? They just looked... I don't know how to describe it. Very Amazonian, I suppose. Anyway, and then we got MK10's version, right? Now, some people were complaining about the color of her skin. I think they were going with more of an Egyptian style with her, right? And then we get like, you know, this new version, this absolutely like horrific mutant, right? Right? Horrific. Okay? Now, actually, I might change that. Let me just. I'm changing a search parameter, right? Actually, I can't do that. See, but I don't want to like have anything pop up that's bad. Right? We got some in here. Yeah? Yeah, right. Okay, check this out, right? So I typed in hot black women faces. Okay. Right. Now, hang on. Let me just load up the video. Right. Are you serious? This is what your art department came up with. You decided to hit something really hard with a shovel and go, you know what, that's a great looking face. It's not about representation. This is actually really disgusting behavior. We've been seeing this for a while now. That every time that people want diversity, what you do as Western developers is you take black women and make them as ugly as possible and then turn them into a lesbian so that way no man will ever have them. You do it every damn time. Every time. Right? This isn't just once off, it's every time. Right? Every time. Look at this. Right? Look at this. It's a little bit on the, you know what I'm saying, so? even like, you know, like, now that's got, now we're sort of like, this is the other thing people have been talking about is this whole like middle-aged thing, right? That they're looking a bit middle-aged. No, I don't care about the age. That doesn't bother me, right? But again, you can have attractive people middle-aged, right? It's not unheard of. Okay? Right? But no, at the Mutant Academy, this is what you came up with. It's pretty disgusting when you think about it. And the more I think about it, the more annoyed I get. Because I realize that these Western developers are actually typecasting and being racist. By doing this constantly. Not to mention the hair is ridiculous. It looks like somebody stapled a tarantula to the top of a scalp. And pinned it down with whatever the heck that is. Right? They do this every time. This is like Wakanda. Except in Edenia or Outworld or whatever the hell's going on. Like it's you know what I mean? Like it's just crazy. Like what are you doing? And I'm sorry, like I don't understand. Like, you know, obviously I'm not a black woman. You know, in case you couldn't tell. Let me just, yeah, as you can tell, I'm not a black woman. Just to make that clear, right? But how is it that black women, like I saw women on, actually I don't even know if they're women. They're probably like maybe dudes. Maybe a bit, right? They're literally saying this is the best face she's ever had. In the modern day, when you can mocap down to the finite detail of someone's face, this is what you came up with. And just like what we find with all Western developers, when we see the actual models that did the motion capture, right? Like Lee May's model is actually attractive in real life. But in game, they've purposely made her a lot plainer and a lot more ugly. They did the same thing with Aloy out of Horizon Zero Dawn. They keep doing this. They don't do it in Japanese games, but they do it in Western games, right? Like, it's a video game. It's a fantasy game, right? People are going to come out and they're going to be like, well, it's realistic that there's different, you know, there's all different degrees of attractiveness. Yes, in a fantasy fighting game where you can literally rip people's heads off and suck their guts out through their butthole. But somehow, there's a line that you stop crossing. Like, give me a break, man. Like, this is why Western gaming is being laughed at. This is why Western gaming is failing. Okay? This is why the games are not selling as well, because you are pushing activism instead of just making great stuff, right? And I've said this before, Tekken 8 is going to be an absolute killer. Tekken 8 is already shaping up to be a win, right? And just like Street Fighter, they have all different races across the entire realm of everywhere, okay? From every country. They have all different races, right? And they do them perfectly. Why? Because they respect the heritage. They also understand that as a customer, people want to choose a character. They look at a character and they go, okay, yeah, I'm going to give them a go, right? Although in Street Fighter 6's case, some of those females are a little bit muscular on the, like, I don't really want muscles on my woman. Like, it's a bit gross. Everyone got different boat for what they float, but still, you cannot tell me this is the best thing that you came up with. It wouldn't matter, it wouldn't matter whether or not, like, what race she is. This is not a black or Asian or white or Hispanic or Indian issue. This is 100% a Western developer issue, whereby the only thing they care about is uglifying women, and then on the flip side, making every single man attractive. Half naked, whatever, make them all, like, attractive. We're not going to get some, apart from Bo Rai Cho, right? We're not going to get, like, a fat Liu Kang. Or a balding Scorpion, right? They are making these dudes chads for a reason, and then turning around and going, we cannot make these women attractive because the male gaze. How is me looking at a screen gonna do something bad? Are you out of your effing mind? Right? Tekken 8 is going to destroy Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1. Because Harada doesn't give a crap about what people think. He makes his game the way he wants to make it. Just like the Japanese in general do. Okay? But the difference is, of course, naturally too, is that, especially with Japanese people, they absolutely respect their fan base. They know that that's how they make their money, and they try to make them happy. Western developers get this attitude like, well, I'm better than everyone else, and I'm going to shove my politics down your throat. And this is exactly what it is. There is nothing attractive about this. This is ugly, right? And there's another shot along here as well. Oh, this is hideous. Look at this. This is what happens when she looks in the mirror. It's like, damn, is that me? There's nothing attractive about this, right? And not to mention this, what do they call it? Umgadi. What is this? Frickin' Wakanda? Oh, female-only warrior priestesses. Wow, we've never heard that before. How original. Like, you're a joke. Yeah, the 5 people on Twitter will be very happy that you decided to indulge in their stupidity. Right? Look at this. Right? And 2, might I add, when Western developers do this, they always make them look angry. Don't you black ladies out there get sick and tired of this? We're not getting any of these modeled off actually like beautiful looking women. What about the women out there that want to play as beautiful looking women? Oh, sorry, you can't do that. It's not allowed. Just in case like a man looks at it and has impure thoughts. Oh no, what shall we do? It's a joke, man, right? Look at Goro. Look what they're doing with Goro. I know like Goro was brown in the movie. In the movie, one, singular. In all the games though, he's got like yellowy-esque, And then Kintaro was like brown, orange. So it was differentiating between the two. Shiva was brown. Right? Shiva was brown. Nobody cared. Until you made it look like LL Cool J. Right? In MK1. And now since you've done that, you've decided to make all Shokan brown. Right? I guarantee the bad guys are going to be white as white bread. Right? Guarantee it. Shao Kahn's going to look like a moonbeam. And Reiko, no doubt. Because this is what Netherrealm is now. Right? Activist realm. And they've been doing this for ages. You can get mad at me all you want. There's like thousands upon thousands of people out there that see the same crap. They say it on forums. They say it, you know, on videos. They say it on Twitter. They're tired of it. Right? And the problem is, though, is there's so much cope because they bring back favorite characters. Even though Tanya's only been out of one game since MK, it's like she was in MK10, and then she had a break and then came back. So it's not like she was like this long lost character. And you completely redesign her, like completely. Apart from the fact she's wearing yellow, it's almost a 99% redo. And this is the best you came up with. And the cliche that she's having some relationship which was forced fan fiction bullshit, right, into this game again, right? Because Boone, I don't think he gives a crap about MK anymore. He's like, yeah, whatever, just write. I don't care, you know. So then they got to give Melina the whole half-shaved head thing because that's what they do. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I sit here and I look at this stuff and I think, aren't you women like mad at this? Aren't you upset? Doesn't this piss you off that they keep, especially lesbians? Doesn't this piss you off that they keep just typecasting you? What, you think every lesbian out there has this angry black half-shaved, you know, look? That's ugly? No, of course not. And they do it in every game. That's the funny part. Oh, man. Anyway, that's my rant on that. I don't care what you say. This is ugly as shit, right? You'll never convince me, ever. At all. Oh, it's just the final, it's not the final product. Dude, if this is the final product, we might as well throw ourselves in a volcano, alright? Because that's ridiculous. You know? Wakanda. Right. Anyway, guys. Catch you next time.